name.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jimenita Swain and the Bahama Beauty. At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now. Welcome to What's Trending. I'm Jimenita Swain. We are looking at all things bold, buzzy, and worth talking about, as well as the issues shaping our country and our world. Today is Monday, August 11th, so kick back and get ready to catch the buzz. On today's show, back to school season is just around the corner, and that means it's time to start reeling in your little ones and getting them back on track with routines and structure. Today, officials from Journeys International join us with helpful tips and strategies to ease your transition and make your family's back to school prep a little smoother. And bullying. It's an issue that continues to challenge schools, parents, and communities, and one that's not always easy to get a handle on. We'll share what you need to know to help protect your little ones. You'll definitely want to stay close for this conversation. That and so much more when What's Trending continues.
Summer cultural celebration in Nassau, Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Latia Duncombe, shared everything there is to love about Goombay on Bay.
What I love about Goombay is it's all things Bahamian. From the food, from a culinary perspective, the local artisans that are performing, our native wares that are here for sale, our kiddie club and those experiences, the dancers, the singers, the performers. It's truly an authentic Bahamian experience, and I'm just so happy to be here. But Goombay is not just in Nassau. Tonight, it's also in San Salvador. Last week, Cat Island and Abaco. Next week, Grand Bahama. Tomorrow, it's going to be in Exuma, Harbor Island, and Bimini. Goombay Summer Festival is throughout the islands of the Bahamas. Goombay is important because it gives our visitors a taste of our culture, of who we are as a people. To take a step back, and it's the one place where you can truly experience all things Bahamian. There's nothing here from another country. No individuals from another country. No food or wares from another country. It's all Bahamian, made in the Bahamas. From the straw handbags to the grilled chicken and smoked ribs. Everything here is at Goombay. So every island has that authentic experience. And we want everyone to come out and enjoy. Experience it, dance, party, have fun. It's our culture, and it's the reason that our visitors return to the Bahamas again and again and again.
Goombay on Bay continues August 8th in downtown Nassau. For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
It's mid-August, and you know what that means, especially for parents? It's time to shift gears from the easygoing days of summer and start easing your little ones back into the structure and routine of the school year. And today we have got just the right people to help guide you through that transition. Joining us are Desiree Taylor, an educator and president of Journeys International Organization, and her vice president, Naria Halbert. Welcome to What's Trending, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to have you here with us. So Desiree, let's start with you. What are some practical steps parents can take to bring structure back into their children's lives as we wean them off that free time of the summer and get ready for back to school, which is literally right around the corner?
Right around the corner. You know, school is getting ready to open, not just for children, but for teachers also. And so because I'm a teacher by profession, there are some things that we have to wean children off gradually rather than trying to snatch it away from them. And I know all summer they've been on these games and, you know, they've been up late in the night in their eating habits. And so what we want to do, they still have a couple more days to, you know, chill out and, you know, relax. But we want to start limiting their time on the games and limiting their time, you know, put them on a schedule. Because we realize when children get back to school, if they're not on a schedule, it's going to cause a big problem, especially with the games and the eating and the moving around. And so that's one of the biggest things I think parents can do. Also, one of the things that they want to do is, you know, start gradually giving them a little book to read, you know, weaning the time off the TV. And, you know, so when they get their homework or when they get back to school, they're able to kind of like cope with getting back into school after almost 2 months of vacation time.
Now, you know, one of the things that happens during the vacation time is also staying up late. So how important is rest and preparedness, especially when it comes to setting the tone for a productive school year?
Absolutely. And so again, scheduling. You want to make sure that your children get to bed on time. And it's going to take a while because they may go to bed and not go to sleep. Right. And that's fine. You put them in bed, you turn the light off, and gradually they will get back into the routine. And so again, everything is scheduling. We have to start getting those children back in bed by 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, they'll be sleeping. If you realize that it's taking a little longer, then you put them in bed a little earlier. Sometimes parents are not home to do that. And so what we have to do as parents sometimes is we make children know, turn off the lights. I want all the lights off in the room at 8 o'clock. I'm going to check. I'm going to have somebody check. But we have to wind down, get them wind back into a schedule and into a routine.
So Naria, let's bring you into the conversation as we pivot a little bit. I see you in your lovely, both of you in your lovely orange shirts. So tell us more about Journeys International. What's the core mission behind the organization?
So Journeys International is a nonprofit organization that started about 8 years ago. When we first started, we catered mainly to inner city children, children who we knew did not have opportunities the way others who might have had it at more affluent schools. And so we were based mostly out of inner city schools. And the main tenet behind our mission was to empower children through exposure. And one of the things that we used for the exposure was field trips, things of that nature. But it is ultimately to develop their character, for leadership development, and to expose them so that they can know that they can be more than just what they see in their families, in their schools, in their communities. But soon after the establishment of Journeys, we realized, hey, your socioeconomic standing doesn't say that you are exposed. And so we moved from just focusing on inner city children solely to looking at all children, because all children need these opportunities for development. And so that's fundamentally what we do. We provide a holistic approach to child development. We cater to academics, we cater to character development, and most importantly, we cater to life skills. What are some of the things that you're going to need as you grow to become a productive citizen of our country?
But I understand that's not the only thing you do. Do you connect families with donors to help them get ready for back to school? So that's back to school supplies. How does that work and how long has that been going on?
So actually the back to school initiative started even before the organization was established. And so as a teacher, I've been teaching for 30 years. I know I don't look that.
No,
right?
you don't.
But I've been teaching for 30 years. And in teaching, I found that every year we go back to school, we have children who come back to school and they don't have the necessities that they need. And so as a young teacher, I started that about probably 15 years ago. And, you know, I want to say this, the Minister of Education, almost about 12 years ago, I was teaching in her constituency, and I reached out to her, and she was helping me buy uniforms for children, buy books and workbooks, and, you know, and never put it out there for anybody to know. And so we've been doing that for probably as long as I don't know. And so what happens is we look at children and we look at their needs. Some children don't need the exercise books because everybody's giving them out. Some children need textbooks. And so we provide textbooks for children who need it. We provide bags, uniforms, but it's on a need. And sometimes we could give more than is needed because everybody's doing it. So what we do is we vet our children, we look at them, we see their needs, and we provide that for them every year. We do that.
So what would you say is most rewarding for both of you in this work that you do?
For me, when I can see children excelling, when I can see children breaking cycles, we have children in our organization that's from poverty-stricken communities, and when you see them graduating from school, when you see them excelling in their BJCs, and when you see them in their GLAT results, for me, that is the most rewarding sometimes I just feel like I want to fly when they call me with the results. Why? Because these are the things we want to do. When children excel, it means that, and in our organization, I say this everywhere I go, I believe the Lord has given me the remedy for the crime and poverty and everything. And it's simple, train up a child in the way he should go. And the Bible says when they're old, they won't depart from it. And so when we start training them and we can see the results, we know great things are ahead for them.
Well, finally, how can members of the public support you in your efforts quickly?
Well, we are on Facebook. We have a strong Facebook presence, and so you can find us at Journeys on Facebook, or you can find us on our website, journeysinternational.org, I think it is.
That's correct.
Yeah. And so we're out there. Every event that we participate in, we flood our platforms with photos so that you can see the proof. We don't want to just tell you the story. A picture tells 1,000 words. And so you can find us out there and you can check us out. We're a legitimate organization. The proof is in the pudding. Our students are excelling. We can see their growth, and our parents are appreciative of the support that they receive from the organization. And for me, that's one of the biggest tenets of Journeys, when parents can say, I'm grateful that my child had an opportunity to spend time in this organization. I can see the growth, I can see the change. That is life-changing for me and most impactful.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for joining us on What's Trending today. Your advice and insights are exactly what parents need, and your work is phenomenal. So continue definitely with that.
Thank you.
Well, after the break, we're taking on the issue of bullying. How serious is the problem, and what can you do to protect your child? You're watching What's Trending. We'll be right back.
Diet-friendly special.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
At some point in time, most of us have faced a bully. Some stood up to them, others may have cowered. But no matter how it played out, bullying remains a serious issue that continues to impact young people at all levels of society. Today, we're shining a light on the challenges faced by children and teens who are being bullied and how we as a community can respond. Joining us to explore the issue is Jemiah Pratt-Ramming. She is the president of the Bahamas Association of School Counselors. And for the last 19 years, she's been working with students from level K up to the 12th grade. Welcome to What's Trending, Jemiah.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you here with us. So tell us, to start things off, how would you define bullying for our viewers, and what exactly does it look like in schools today?
Well, bullying is any unwanted behavior that is intended to purposely harm, embarrass, or even to exclude someone. And it involves an imbalance of power. We see instances of persons who are experiencing bullying based on their school performance. We see sometimes students would be less interested in attending school. Their grades may fall. Oftentimes from the home side, parents may see students exhibiting, or their children exhibiting, nightmares. They have trouble sleeping. They don't want to engage in social events like they would have before. They may start to avoid friends that were once close in their circle. Oftentimes, we also see for some students, they have harming thoughts. For students who are displaying bullying, oftentimes they may have unexplainable amounts of money or belongings, possessions that they can't explain where they got it from. They may often hang out with others who exhibit bullying behavior. We also notice for persons who are exhibiting bullying, they tend to value competition. Everything is about competing, and they're overly concerned about their social status.
And I imagine there are also different types of bullying as well.
Yes, so when we are talking about bullying can take three forms. We have physical bullying, where persons are physically hurt or harm someone's body. Even their possessions is also considered physical. We have verbal bullying, so that's words. And then we have social or relational bullying, where persons are excluded, or their identity or their sense of self is threatened based on their relationships.
Now, you talked about the signs of persons that are being bullying, but how prevalent is this in schools? Is this something, generally speaking, that we need to be concerned about, or just, monitor what's happening when it comes to students or just a parent and their child?
Well, when we look at the schools are just microcosms of our large society. So what you see going on in the large society, it trickles down to the school. Think of the school as a work environment where you have a person that's the boss or the person of authority, and then you have persons that are in the school who would be the students. There's co-workers. So it's just a mini environment of what's going on in the big world. So if you see that violence is trending in society, sometimes there's an uptick in school. So we want to be careful, because we tend to think that bullying only happens for children, but bullying happens at all levels. Persons who have any social relationship across their lives can experience bullying no matter which age you are, because peer pressure doesn't stop when you leave primary school. We all have peers. So we have to keep in mind that oftentimes what our children are seeing at home, they're going to come back to school and they're going to exhibit that same behavior. So whatever is modeled in the community is going to be displayed in school.
And so then what are some of the effective, proven solutions that will address bullying and prevent its long-term harm? Because we know that there are long-term implications for it.
From the counseling perspective, we try to encourage our students to do a number of different things in order to combat bullying. So one of the things that we encourage them to do is to practice positive problem solving. We called it problem solving when we were in school, but we now called it positive
Positive problem solving, some adjustments you made there. What is the objective of what you do now?
The objective of what we do is to ensure that they are able to make decisions, positive conflict resolution decisions. So we're teaching them problem-solving skills. We're teaching them decision-making. We're teaching them conflict resolution. So we want to teach them how to take all of these skills and together make a plan for bullying. So one thing that we do encourage them to do is to ignore. That's the first step in trying to overcome bullying. You have to first see if you can ignore the behavior, because we have to teach people how we want to be treated. If someone is treating you in a way that is not comfortable or that you don't like, you have a conversation with them. Listen, I'm not used to this. I'm not okay with this. So I need you to stop. So if ignoring it and then having the conversation doesn't help, then we want the students, we encourage them to get an adult involved, a responsible adult, someone that can be an advocate, not someone that's going to come in and lord over the situation, as unbiased as possible. And even in terms of the type of bullying that may be happening, whether it's physical, verbal, or social bullying, it can happen face-to-face, meaning that we can be here having a conversation and then it turns into a quarrel and we start rowing, and it can be physical, or it can be cyberbullying. So cyberbullying isn't something different. It's just the medium has changed. It's gone from us being face-to-face to now we're using our devices.
So then how soon should a parent or teacher, administrator intervene if they suspect that someone is being bullied, or, you know?
Immediately, because if you can see that as an adult that there is an imbalance of power and there's some bullying going on, the other children have already seen it as well, and maybe that person, the person that's receiving the behavior, doesn't know how to speak out or isn't sure what they should do. Sometimes we have children in new environments and they're not sure what the culture is, so they'll sit back and think, oh, this is what happens to everyone. So as an adult, if you see it happening right away, you deal with it. And that's not to punish, but to bring the two together and have a conversation. What's going on here? Why is this behavior? And with bullying, we want to try not to call names as adults. We don't want to label the child as a bully or label the child as a victim. We want to look at the behavior and target the behavior, the person exhibiting bullying behavior, the person receiving bullying behavior, simply because once you put a label on someone, it's kind of hard for them to shake that off. So we even want to be intentional in the language that we use.
So then, following up on that, you talked about the environment. So then how can schools create a culture of empathy and inclusion that discourages bullying even before it begins, seeing that we are going into the start of a new school year?
It's very important that schools and administrators and teachers be mindful of the interactions of the staff, what the children are seeing, and also be mindful of the fact that from day one, you let children know this is a safe space. We won't tolerate persons being made fun of, taken advantage of. We want to ensure that everyone has an opportunity to have their voice heard. Oftentimes, especially last school year, the Peace Begin With Me campaign by the Character Day Foundation was something that most schools did in October. And that focused on bullying, that talked about being peaceful, that talked about conflict resolution. So every year, the schools focus on a conflict resolution clinic of some sort. So it's encouraged that schools have a plan. Let the children know that this is what we expect, this is what your behavior should look like, this is what we want our school to be, a family. We want everyone to feel wanted, welcome, and encouraged.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Pratt-Ramming, for joining us on What's Trending today. We hope that the insight and the advice you shared with us today not only helps children and encourages them to speak up, but it also inspires communities to take responsibility and bullying seriously, and let us all help to put an end to it. So thank you so much for your words of insight today. Well, stay with us. There is more What's Trending when we return.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Have you ever heard the sweet sound of steel singing in the sun? Well, today is no ordinary Monday. It's World Steel Pan Day. That's right, August 11th is all about celebrating steel pan, the world's only acoustic musical instrument invented in the 20th century. And it hails straight out of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, born from ingenuity and rhythm, steel pans were first crafted from oil drums in the 1930s. Today, they're a symbol of Caribbean pride, cultural resistance, and the power of music to unite. World Steel Pan Day was officially declared by the United Nations in 2023 to spotlight the cultural significance of this instrument and preserve its legacy for generations to come. From calypso to classical reggae to jazz, the steel pan can do it all. And it's more than just music. It's movement, it's history, it's joy in every note. So whether you're jamming at a festival, taking in a school performance, or just vibing to pan music online, take a moment to honor the pan and the pioneers behind its powerful sound. Happy World Steel Pan Day. Let the rhythm move you.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Diet-friendly special.
up on tomorrow's show, it's International Youth Day. We'll be chatting with local youth ambassadors about how young people are making a difference and the kind of future they hope to help shape. You don't want to miss that. Well, that's the end of another trending day. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. That's at What's Trending on ZNS for all the latest buzz, behind the scenes moments, and what's hot on the timeline. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Feedback sought on the National Junkanoo Authority bill. Plus, high hopes for the 2025 crawfish season following millions in profits last year. And the community of Abaco mourns after a double fatality in a late-night traffic accident.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, officials are now seeking wide public feedback on the National Junkanoo Authority Bill of the Bahamas, including the general public and industry stakeholders on the legislation expected to impact the country's #1 cultural expression. Our Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
Executive of the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Corporation and leader of the Swingers Junkanoo Group, Michael Miller, says the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Corporation was given about an hour to read a 19-page document and decide where it stood on the National Junkanoo Authority Bill of the Bahamas prior to public consultation, something he deems problematic. He thanked officials for bringing more clarity to the proposed legislation intended to establish a permanent body to oversee, promote, and manage Junkanoo parades in the country.
There's a fear factor in Grand Bahama simply because we always come behind the 8 ball. We always get the second or the third set of information in regards to Junkanoo. So we're always playing catch up. Seeing that this is being put in place, I guess it gives us an opportunity now to get the first-hand knowledge of what is happening, what is going to happen, and actually be more involved.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture held its first public consultation on the bill Monday that has received public pushback from the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence, leading to the suspension of Junkanoo activities. Miller, on the other hand, expressed some excitement about the legislation and how soon the authority would come to fruition.
I've heard some talks about it before some time ago and then it stopped. Then the talk come about it again and then it stopped. And I applaud each and every one of you for actually bringing it forward to where it's at now. But again, don't get me all excited, and then it stops.
He also raised concerns over whether there would be a cap on donations or sponsorships to groups under the authority. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, says the authority is a means of growing Junkanoo and making the cultural expression profitable for Junkanooers.
This is not about me. This is not our thing. This is we thing. This is about all of us. Junkanoo will live on beyond all of our lifetime. We meet it here and we leave it here. Let's leave it better than we meet it.
Consultation on the bill continues for the next 2 months, with officials planning another consultation session for Grand Bahama. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, there are high hopes for the 2025 crawfish season after the success of 2024. Here's Cleopatra Murphy with details on just how much officials say the country brought in.
The 2024 crawfish or spiny lobster season broke records for the Bahamas, raking in more than $100 million in export sales alone, with Acting Director of Marine Resources Lester Gittins praising its success.
At last record, for 2024, it was over 120 million. The numbers are actually still rolling in, so I don't have the season numbers, But we have the preliminary numbers for 2024, and it looks like we had an exceptional year.
This is after the National Fisheries Association of the Bahamas reported crawfish sold for $12 a pound on average during the season. It's a feat officials would like to see repeated, with Gittins crediting several factors.
Especially abiding by the regulations. For example, the size limit would ensure that we have enough lobsters that are able to reproduce before they're harvested. We're also convinced that our enforcement has improved tremendously. Hats off to the Defense Force for patrolling our waters adequately, or actually they've raised it to another level. So that has been very successful. In addition, the public has played a major role. They are happy and quick to report any infractions they would see on the seas.
The 2025 crawfish season started last week, and Gittins is appealing to all stakeholders to do their part to ensure the future sustainability of the industry.
Be proud of their lobster fishery. Also, for the public, if they know, for the public, they should avoid purchasing any undersized lobsters. If they can do their part, although they might not be involved on their fishing, if they remove the markets for undersized lobsters, might not purchasing them.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Police on Abaco are investigating a late-night traffic collision that claimed the lives of 2 men on Sunday. Our Matthew Monambaro spoke with a bystander on the scene and filed the details in this report.
The Abaco community is in mourning following a late-night collision that claimed 2 lives. Police say the fatal accident happened around 11:15 Sunday night along the SC Boodle Highway. Responding officers found a vehicle that had crashed into a utility pole. Paramedics on the scene confirmed there were no signs of life from either victim. While police have not yet officially released their names, a witness, Pastor Silbert Mills of Friendship Tabernacle Church, identified the men as Steve Gardner, father of Olympic track and field champion Stephen Gardner, and Marine Captain Stanley McIntosh.
It is Steve Gardner. I know Steve for many, many, many years, and it's very, very tragic. My deepest sympathy to the family, the other gentleman in the vehicle, an outstanding captain. He has taken ships, mega yachts, all throughout the United States and around the Caribbean.
Mills describes the men as 2 prominent community figures and notes their loss will have an effect on Abaco.
It's shocking. Even though you may not be related to them, you know them. And they were not the subject of gun violence or the subject of a terminal illness. They were healthy men who said, walked from one scene and said, look, I'll see you later. And later never comes.
As police investigations continue into the exact cause of the collision, Mills is appealing to the public to be more cautious when behind the wheel.
Slow down. If you have to answer your phone, have your earbuds in, and don't drink and drive.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Well, we extend our condolences to the families. Meantime, in news from the Abaco crime beat, 2 men ages 46 and 35 are being questioned in connection with the shooting on Abaco that left 1 man seriously injured. Shortly before 9:30 p.m. Friday, police responded to reports of gunfire at a residence on Concord Drive. Officers arrived to find the victim suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body. Investigators say he had just arrived home when a tall man dressed in dark clothing approached and opened fire before fleeing the scene. The victim was taken to a local medical facility and then later airlifted to New Providence for further treatment. Well, switching gears now, with the 2025 VAT holiday upon us, business owners across the country are preparing for a surge in shoppers. Many of them say parents strategically delayed their back-to-school purchases to take advantage of the tax break. Our Shalia Roll reports.
As
the back-to-school rush begins, business owners in Grand Bahama say the government's VAT holiday is offering welcome relief for families and a boost for our local commerce. Retailers report that many parents have been holding off on shopping until the VAT holiday came into effect, hoping to stretch their dollars further on school supplies, uniform, electronics, and clothing.
Well, it just started this morning, and believe you me, it starts off good. It started off good because, a lot of parents are waiting. I mean, I don't blame them, watching your small money.
This is very impactful for parents, and that's why it's so exciting for them, because they can save $1 on every buck. So the VAT-free really helps them. So this is an exciting time for them to shop.
It's good for the consumer base. Around this time, people like the discounts. People like to be able to come in and get something off of their bill. So with the VAT holiday, it kind of worked out for the customer, so it's good for them.
The temporary suspension of value-added tax on selected back-to-school items starting on Sunday, August 10th, 2025, and runs through September 6, 2025. Business owners say the policy is not only easing financial pressure on families, but also driving increased foot traffic and sales.
It's also an exciting time for us as a business because we do see an increase in customers and in sales.
Influx of people during the VAT time.
A lot of people like to wait for the VAT holiday, so we had a situation where persons weren't coming in until now, but the day we're kind of busy. Everybody looked like they're pretty much waiting on the VAT holiday, so everybody's in now. As you can see, the store is pretty busy.
This one company is assuring that parents save extra with an added discount.
In addition to the VAT-free, we also have a 20% off on the whole store.
While the VAT holiday is only temporary, Grand Bahama business owners say it plays a critical role in helping families prepare for the school year and in supporting local economic activity at a crucial time. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
And still to come.
Grand Bahama is now fully connected, and BTC says this is just the beginning. In part one of our Grand Bahama is now fully fiberized series, we explore what this move means for the island's digital future. We'll have that story plus sports and more when we return.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
It's back to school and back to savings at Bellevue Business Depot. 20% store-wide sale until September 13th on cash and credit card purchases. Spend $50 or more to enter to win a laptop. Drawing and sale ends September 13th.
The 2025 NACAC Track and Field Championships are coming to Freeport August 15 through 17. Athletes from across the region will compete at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex in 3 days of non-stop action. Follow NACAC Athletic Championship on Facebook and Instagram. Tickets are available at nacac2025.bahamasloc.com. Take your business to another level with Flamingo Bahamas Discount Saving Network. Get free TV and radio ads, local and international exposure. For more information, log on to www.flamingobahamas.com.
Are you looking for a school that goes above and beyond? Yes, one that goes above your goals and beyond your expectations. Beyond the 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. Above the day average. Beyond a wink at discipline. Yes, beyond the teacher's presence. Above morning devotions. Do you want to go above and beyond with us? Then enroll your child in our school on Sancom and Toy Cross Roads in Grand Bahama for a powerful educational experience.
it not been for Grand Bahama Academy, I would not be a teacher today.
Thank you, DBA. You certainly went above my expectations.
Hi, I'm Paul Scavella, and I'm a doctor today because Grand Bahama Academy went above and beyond.
Grand Bahama Academy welcomes you. Allow us to educate your child in a nurturing environment with dedicated teachers and a school that makes your child our priority. Call us today at 242-373-4794. Yes, that's 242-373-4794.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. PTC has announced that Grand Bahama is now fully fiberized, making it the first island in the Bahamas to be completely connected with high-speed fiber technology. In this 5-part series, we begin with the big picture, what full fiberization really means for Grand Bahama. Dominic Petty of BTC's Northern Bahamas team shares how this bold vision became a reality. Week for Grand Bahama as BTC announces the island is now 100% fiberized, and it's a first for the Bahamas. We take you on a journey through the people, the progress, and the possibilities behind this milestone. BTC is making a bold move, retiring its legacy copper network and replacing it with high-speed, future-ready fiber optic connectivity. It's a transformation that's already reshaping Grand Bahama.
Every single home, every business, whether they are in a single building or multiple dwelling unit, will have access to high-speed fiber connectivity.
For years, Grand Bahama was seen as the forgotten island, but now it holds a new title, the first fully fiberized island in the Bahamas.
It actually sets the benchmark for all of the islands in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, inclusive of Nassau, in terms of what it means to be 100% connected, what it also means to be able to bridge the digital divide for everyone on a particular island.
But completing the rollout came with challenges, including dense vegetation, blocked conduits, and lost documentations.
What it actually would require us is to manually clear the space of trees and debris in order for us to get access to the poles, for us to be able to construct the lines. Secondly, from an underground perspective, we had a lot of blockages in ducts. There were ducts that were damaged, and so it was a relearning of a lot of these things in order for us to overcome.
Backed by millions in investment from BTC's parent company, Liberty Latin America, the project reflects a long-term commitment to the people of the Bahamas. But despite the scale of the investment, Petty says customers won't feel it in their bills.
As it relates from a phone perspective, it's virtually the same from the copper infrastructure to the fiber infrastructure. As it relates to the internet, customers actually pay less per megabyte of speed.
Now fully fiberized, Grand Bahama is positioned to lead the way, enabling next-generation services like smart home automation and even emerging technologies like autonomous systems. In the next segment, we'll take you inside the design, build-out, and decommissioning process that made this ambitious transformation possible. Well, it is time now for your Health is Wealth Monday tip.
Swimmer's ear is an infection often brought on by water left in your ear after swimming. The most common cause of this infection is bacteria invading the skin inside your ear canal. Usually, you can treat swimmer's ear with ear drops. Prompt treatment can help prevent complications and more serious infections. The symptoms are usually mild at first, but they may get worse if your infection is not treated or if it spreads. So please visit your doctor when you begin to notice an ear infection, because the earlier you seek treatment, the easier the infection is to resolve. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Anyhow, coming up in sports, a flag football camp wrapped up on the weekend. Some pretty talented players from Grand Bahama was in action. We'll talk about that in sports, maybe.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Jay. Well, sports is coming your way next.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Cock the termites former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Located in Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock, Faith Christian Academy is now open for registration for the new school year 2025-2026. Come grow with us in a great environment for learning. Register today, do not delay. Call the number 439-0130 or 348-2592.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. Top in Sports, the Ministry of Sports, along with the Grand Bahama Flag Football League, wrapped up its annual flag football camp at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Over 40 athletes, including males and females, participated in the 4-week camp.
We enjoyed the company of the kids. We enjoyed imparting some knowledge, or again, basic knowledge of flag football with them. But it is a very active and bright crew that we definitely could see things happening for them in the future, whether it be the youth league that is currently underway or one that we want to get started, and even those who might be a little bit older getting ready for the adult league.
It's been a very good experience learning the game of football and going through the fundamentals and the drills to get better every day.
It was a good experience. I got to get better at throwing and play better defense. It was just a very nice experience. We hope more people could come and, be able to experience football and enjoy it like how I love it and how others at the camp love it.
From the field to the pool, Team Bahamas men's 4x1 team finished 7th in a time of 3 minutes 27.33 seconds at the Pan American Championships in Paraguay in their heats. The team consisted of Lamar Taylor, Nigel Forbes, and Marvin Johnson Jr. from Grand Bahama. Also, Emmanuel Gatson was the other member of the relay team. And finally, in sports, Bahamian women's national team head coach Yolette Matthew McEwen and our Ole Miss No Ceilings Foundation hosted a one-day basketball clinic this past weekend in Marsh Harbor, Abaco at the Agape Christian School Gymnasium. The camp attracted close to 100 campers throughout Abaco, where they learned the fundamentals of the game along with other visiting college coaches. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
The 2025 NACAC Track and Field Championships are coming to Freeport August 15 through 17. Athletes from across the region will compete at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex in 3 days of non-stop action. Follow NACAC Athletic Championship on Facebook and Instagram. Tickets are available at nacac2025.bahamasloc.com.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. But don't go away. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
There are over 3 million shipwrecks on the ocean floor, just waiting to be found. Nothing is truly ever lost at sea, only hidden by time and sand. When I put this fleet together, it wasn't just for fun. And although we do have fun, we never lose sight of our goal. Right here, right now, we are on a mission.
Join us on Social Mania, a new and dynamic game show based on the Ministry of Education's primary and junior high school social studies curriculum. Students from schools across the Bahamas go head-to-head as their knowledge of social studies is challenged. In this episode, Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School battles with Anatole Rogers Junior High School. Which school would reign victorious? To find out, join us as these two schools engage in the ultimate competition. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought was a wonderful way of showing this love And I believe that it is love that truly draws people. And so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
Join us each Sunday at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. for Legends, the Untold Story, here on the ZNS Television Network.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report. The National Junkanoo Authority Bill 2025 now out for public consultation, and the concerns being raised by the Junkanoo community and the future envisioned for the nation's cultural festival. Hours after that mass shooting on Robinson Road and Market Street, local police staging a major walkabout to quell rising tensions and the fear of crime. And a national campaign being launched to educate the public on the new biometric voting cards. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report starts now. Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders, and welcome to the broadcast. Public consultation has begun on the National Junkanoo Authority Bill. Sports Minister, the Honorable Mario Boleg, leading a panel of officials, making the initial presentation at the Goldwyn Resort today. There was no big fanfare, no protest, just getting down to business. Our Felicity Dowell attended the forum.
Junkanooers inject thousands of dollars into the country's largest cultural showcase. They have yet to reap financial rewards, and that is why fairs exist with the introduction of the National Junkanoo Authority of the Bahamas Bill. Minister the Honorable Mario Boleg is committed to building a trusting relationship with Junkanooers.
Trust is built when decisions are made in the open and everyone can see how and why decisions are made. The proposed structure spreads decision-making across a mixed board of working committees that include practitioners and institutions. Finance can be audited and tabled. Rules and regulations can be published for all to see.
Professor Dr. Christopher Curry believes the bill will allow for the generation of significant revenue.
What if we took that ingenuity, that creativity, and expertise that we put towards tourism and have a full focused approach to the promotion and marketing of Junkanoo in the same way that we promote our islands and tourism? Could you imagine the potential that we would create in that respect?
Structuring Junkanoo is important for students, and it's an active part of the curriculum, said Education's Assistant Director, Pearl Baker.
Civics is mandatory in our government school. History, language arts to teach themes and writing synopsis, mathematics to ensure shapes, sizes, and designs, science and physical education, counseling to discuss therapeutic measures brought on because of pasting and designing and crafting.
Minister Boleg gives some reassurance.
Every Junkanoo corporation, an island association, just as they do now, will make an agreement. Nowadays, they will make an agreement and understanding with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and the role that they play with the management of the parades. Once the government remove itself and replace itself with the authority, these organizations will then meet with the authority and also determine in a partnership and agreement on the how they will manage or operate as a partner for the smooth transition and operation of these parades. Nothing changes.
The original drums of Junkanoo beat for a purpose. We were able to speak one language, move to one beat. The spirit of Junkanoo chose the Bahamas as its place to shine. And as the bearers and the keepers of that flame, the way we decide to move forward will ultimately guide its destiny. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Well, thank you very much, Felicity, for that report. Among the Junkanooers voicing their concerns about the Junkanoo bill, veteran Junkanooer Denzel Roll, Maurice Tynes from the Foxhill Congos, and a representative from the Warriors Junkanoo Group from Exuma, Oliver Shine McPhee.
Never have gotten to this stage in the past. And I'm saying this in sincerity. I think one of the main concerns in the public domain is the roles that is to be played by the various persons in the authority. For example, it's not clear what role the JCNP will play. It is not clear what role the NJC will play. Currently, the JCNP has been put together to manage the Nassau parades. And I'm a part of the JCNP still, but to me, it's not clear what role they're going to play as a part of the authority.
My question is, if the bill was not to get passed within the next 90 days, where does that leave Junkanoo and the Junkanooers at this point?
Well, the government assures that public consultation on the National Junkanoo Authority bill won't conclude in a single day, according to the Office of the Prime Minister's Director of Communications, Latrey Ramming. While the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence advised government that officials and members weren't able to attend this morning's consultation, the JCNP has confirmed their availability for an August 30th meeting, and the government will make the necessary arrangements to accommodate them on that date. The government views the JCNP as an important partner in this process, as well as major sponsors who are also educated on the bill's contents and objectives. The OPM release concluded that the shared goal is to strengthen and protect the future of Junkanoo, and the government remains committed to working with every stakeholder to achieve that aim. Switching gears tonight after this weekend's tragic and terrifying ordeal on Robinson Road, which took the lives of 2 young men and injured several others, a walkabout taking place this evening in that community. Corville Pyfrom joins us live with the latest. Corville, what can you tell us?
Not sure if you can see what's happening behind me, Desmond, but far off in the distance, those are the folks that are taking part in this walkabout. We are in the Ridgeland Park West community. We'll talk a bit more about the walkabout in just a second, but I want to bring you up to speed on the investigation. This walkabout is the result of what happened here on the weekend. 2 people shot fatally, 5 others wounded in perhaps one of the country's most horrific attacks, at least in recent memory. Police telling us a short time ago that they have now taken into custody 2 perpetrators in connection with this incident. They also tell us that they've retrieved the vehicle believed to have been used in carrying out Saturday's deadly killing. So that is the very latest. As for the 2 suspects taken into custody, Police Chief Superintendent and Police Press Liaison Officer Sharia King tells us that both suspects are in their 20s. Now, let's talk about what is happening here this afternoon in Ridgeland Park West. Well, we have faith-based leaders, we have community leaders, members of Neighborhood Crime Watch, as well as the Member of Parliament, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, joined by law enforcement officers, and they have been walking about this area, talking to residents who you, I'm sure, would imagine are still very, very rattled by what occurred here on Saturday. They had a chance and all to talk with the victim's family, and that family are going through just a major ordeal. And the minister, the Member of Parliament for the Angliston constituency, Hannah Martin, said that, you know, when she heard about what happened here on Saturday, she was, well, quite frankly, speechless. And that has been the reaction from just about everybody that's talked about it today. I will tell you this, the head of the Christian Council, Bishop Dalton Fernanda, he wants the public to know that this is not a knee-jerk reaction and that the church is not being reactionary. This is something that is done in communities like this all the time. This is nothing new. Walkabouts of this sort, he tells us, happens all the time. So for those who suggest that the church has been reactionary, he dismisses that assertion. We will have lots more, including reaction from those on the ground here, coming up for you when you join me tonight at 11 for the Bahamas Tonight. Reporting from Ridgeland Park West for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pike from Let's Go Back in Studio. To you, Desmond.
Corvell Pike from joining us live. Corvell, thanks so much. 3 men are tonight behind bars following a high-speed chase which led to a crash and one of the men being shot by police during the incident. Police reporting around 4:30 Monday morning, officers attached to Operation Black Scorpion were on patrol in the area of Ida Street and Robinson Road when they observed a white Japanese model vehicle traveling without headlights at a high rate of speed. Officers reportedly made attempts to stop the vehicle unsuccessfully, leading to a pursuit during which the suspects discharged gunshots in the direction of the police, who returned fire, wounding one of the men to the buttocks. The chase continued until the vehicle later collided with a utility pole on the Eastern Road. 2 19-year-olds and 17-year-old were arrested, and a high-powered weapon was also confiscated from their vehicle. The culprit, who was shot, was taken to hospital by EMS for treatment. The men also fitting the description for another incident reported by a motorist who reported being shot. The man, according to police, frantically flagged a passing police patrol unit, reporting he had just been shot by the occupants of a white Japanese model vehicle in the Robinson Road area. That victim was taken to hospital for medical treatment. Investigations continue into both matters. Other news for you tonight: a 33-year-old man was remanded to prison today in connection with multiple shooting that occurred at the Sweet Scent Bar recently. Carlton Williamson of Taylor Street was remanded before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley today. Prosecutor Inspector Dion Barr alleged that Williamson was responsible for shooting Franklin Dean and Ramon Selver Tuesday, August 5th. He was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of possession of a firearm. Williamson was not allowed to enter a plea, and he will remain at the Bahamas Department of Corrections until his next court date in November. 50 apprehensions, 21 convictions, 25 repatriations. That's what immigration officers accomplished here in New Providence just last week. An immigration release confirming that these operations included routine status checks and responses to public intelligence, and were supported by partner agencies, including the Royal Bahamas Police Force. 47 Haitians, 2 Jamaicans, and a Colombian national arraigned in court on multiple cases of overstaying and illegal landing, while some $31,000 in outstanding immigration fees were also collected from employers and sponsors. Immigration officials remind the public that all residency and work permit documents remain current, and individuals residing or working in the Bahamas do so in full compliance with the law. Well, coming up, power issues at Pardusky Dock. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more after this.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month, sis.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Long day? Hungry crew? Say less and satisfy everyone with KFC's Summer Buckets. Grab a super summer bucket and get 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken, 8 nuggets, corn, our new white rice with gravy, 4 buttery biscuits, 4 Switcher Pink lemonades, and 4 dessert biscuits. So whether it's on the beach, at home, or chilling with the crew, KFC's Summer Bucket starting at just $20. Bring all the flavor. Summer with KFC. It's finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Live shot there of the abandoned observation tower at what was formerly called World, built in the 1980s, bringing back some vivid memories. Drone shot there. Hyson Miller. Thanks, Hyson. Power restoration underway. Under the bridge at Pulaski Dock after Bahamas Power and Light's main transformer number 2 at its Ernest Street power substation tripped. Further investigation determined that a private contractor conducting trenching works with a jackhammer at Pulaski Dock near the north transformer inadvertently damaged a high voltage cable. This resulted in the substation's outage. PPL crews promptly isolated and secured the affected equipment to facilitate necessary repairs. Well, the government plans to launch an educational campaign across the country ahead of the introduction of biometric voters cards during the general elections. Legislation now before Parliament that will pave the way for the new cards, which are expected to modernize the electoral process, promote transparency, and enhance the integrity and security of elections. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the cards will also address concerns from international observers on our electoral process.
For quite a while, there's always been a specter of challenges over the true results of the election. Not the true results of the election, but the opportunities for impersonation, fraud, and the like in our electoral system using a manual writings on a paper card. And that has been observed and seen in almost all of our international observers' missions here, is how do we eliminate those possibilities? And that is what this biometric card system will eliminate, the chances of there being impersonation or fraud.
Now, the biometric cards will be valid for 10 years and will help to close loopholes in the system.
If you go more than once to be registered, alarm goes off and you'll not be registered. You'll only be registered once. It also cleans up the register, and as I indicated, only Bahamian citizens will be able to register to vote, and they'll only be able to register one time.
Well, they say there's nothing like a mother's love. Love some mothers feel they're deprived of after giving birth to their newborns. Daniel Dean talked to some of these mothers today, and here's what they have to say about maternity leave parameters here in the country.
I remember counting down the days till my time up to go back to work, and I was not ready mentally, physically.
And this seems to be the consensus among many Bahamian women like Nadia Mackey when it comes to maternity leave.
So I am all for the extension and the longer time and even pay when it comes to maternity leave.
This after Minister of Labour and the Public Service, the Honourable Pia Glover-Roll, announced the next phase for the ministry's deliberations on maternity leave is public consultation. Family medicine physician Dr. Tina Bethel Mims says daily she sees the impact lack of bonding has on both mother and child.
The best form to
supply nutrients as well as immunity to our children is breast milk. Really important that the mother spends as much time as possible, and especially since the primary vaccination series isn't over until at least 6 months.
Leah Harris thought 13 weeks was a long time, but complications after childbirth quickly revealed it wasn't.
I ended up having to go back into work after 2 months. So I did 1 month at home before I had my daughter, and then I had to kind of expedite the whole process and try and get someone to watch her, and it was very tough.
High-risk pregnancy was also a reality for 10-year and 9-month-old mother Kimberly Roll, who admitted that despite her challenges, she had help from a village, which unfortunately not every mother has.
13 weeks actually is not enough. I don't mind it being extended to 16 weeks or 18 weeks.
And proving the needs of mothers are universal, 28-year-old mother of two, Mimi Desheka from South Africa, where the maternity leave period is also 3 months.
I had a cesarean and it was so hard, having to recover from that. Not only doing that, but taking care of the baby. Time will actually help them psychologically to prepare. If you're ready psychologically, you can take on the world.
These women all had different experiences, but have come to the same conclusion. Mothers need more time before returning to the workplace. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Are you straight?
Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Put them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health.
Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Back into school.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Was a day we celebrate what would have been the 119th birthday of a Bahamian giant, Samala Butler, born August 11th, 1906. Known as a People's Governor-General, Samala rose from humble beginnings to one of the most respected leaders in our nation's history. Samala's legacy is rich with moments that defined our nation's spirit, openly defied unjust laws, famously throwing the Speaker's hourglass out of Parliament in protest. He pushed for majority rule, ensuring Bahamians of all backgrounds had a say in their country's future. And as the first Bahamian Governor-General, he embodied national pride, representing an independent Bahamas to the world. Samalo's legacy is one of courage, service, and unshakable love for his country. On his birthday, we remember not just the man in the history books, but the leader whose determination helped shape the Bahamas we know today. Happy birthday, Samalo Butler. Your spirit still inspires. Well, we've got two of my favorite people, Royston.
Good night, Desmond. How are you?
And Walida, joining us for Access Live. What's coming up, guys?
Well, we know we love to say 242 to the world, and I feel like our guest tonight is a really good example of that. We have the Marion tonight.
A legend of the building.
Yes, and she was recently appointed into the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, and I can't wait to hear all about it. She's a personal inspiration for me, and I think she's just a really great example of Bahamian womenhood. And
A fierce advocate of human rights, yes, and a overall just lovely person, so we're looking forward to her.
Certainly a Bahamian hero. Definitely stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight continues after this.
Diet-friendly special.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations, excluding the airport and food truck.
Fox Hill is in full gear as it prepares to host its annual Fox Hill Day celebrations tomorrow. West Cullex Forbes tells us more.
Fox Hill Festival Committee President Warren Davis boasts this year's planning started earlier than usual, with a day ahead starting to ensure a smoother rollout. He also revealed that more entertainment has been added to the schedule to keep the festivities lively and engaging for all ages.
We continue to look and see how we can enhance Fox Hill Day. But you know, tradition stays basically the same because you can't take away the fabric from the foundation. So we try to build on it, and this year, for the first time, you know, KB will be in Fox Hill. Then we always had Geno Day, then you have Shine, I think for the first time, our store.
When asked about the critics who believe the celebration has lost its authenticity and is simply repeating for repeating's sake, Davis pushed back, insisting the traditions remain strong and the event continues to honor the community's proud heritage.
Remember that, hey, if someone gives you something, you have to take pride in it, you have to nurture it, you have to build on it, and you have to make sure those who come behind you understands what it's all about, and to continue to enjoy the day that is called Fox Hill Day. Hopefully, in the near future, we'll continue to do the history of foxtail. So those who are much younger than I, the generation that come, they will understand through reading and understanding what Foxtail Day is all about.
Residents and visitors are reminded that Fox Hill Road will be closed to vehicular traffic from 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and they should plan accordingly.
Police will be in full effect. Be reminded if you could take a different route. You know, Foxtail Day, you know, the road normally be closed, and at this time we urge all vendors, all traffic motorists, be aware that the road will be closed tomorrow.
These tents tomorrow afternoon will be stocked with vendors and supporters. And as Mr. Davis said, please be aware of the road closures. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Alex Forbes.
Well, certainly look forward to attending that event. That does it for the National Report. But stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now. Good night.
At the signing of the $18 million contract ensuring the expansion of the airport at Black Point Exuma, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, spoke to the numerous advances that the initiative will contribute to the local community, as well as to tourism.
This contract signing today is another milestone in the Family Island Renaissance project. We are building airports that meets the demands of a growing population, a thriving tourism market, and an increasingly connected Bahamas. And you overheard, we have expansion plans today from 2,600 feet to more than 5,000 feet. This new runway will be capable of handling a wider range of commercial and private aircrafts, including Bahamas Air's ATR 72, that's the 70-seater, and regional jets such as the CRJ 700 and the Embraer 170. And on the private side, we'll be able to accommodate jets like the Gulfstream G500, allowing for more high-value travelers, those who own homes in Black Point, Daniel Key, and the surrounding areas, who stay longer, who spend more, and who contribute meaningfully to the local economy. We're expanding the aprons, of course. This is going to be ICAO compliant, as you've heard, with all of the modern amenities. Importantly, though, this will be a port of entry. This port of entry designation means that you will be able to accommodate direct flights from the USA and other countries and clear customs and immigration in Black Point. This enhanced accessibility, connectivity, and more seamless travel will single-handedly create a level of transformation not seen before in Black Point.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
A marine life specialist tells us that something a little fishy is going on out there with the recent shark attacks. Stay close for that.
Meanwhile, Abilities Unlimited recently toughed it out through some inclement weather, but they still managed to bring some sunshine in.
Plus, the frame and flow mixer recently brought the modeling and photography industries together. Details straight ahead.
And coming up in sports, Team Bahamas dominates at the Davis Tennis Cup in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
We have to keep an eye on tropical storm Erin. Based on the modeling, it seems at the moment that it may be traveling close to our Chatham Island, so we'll keep a watch of that, of course.
We will keep a watch, but I believe in the whole speak it thing. I am confident that it's going to go away.
Yes, law of attraction.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for, praying for. Yes, and we have to stay prepared, but still, that's what I'm pulling for.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure Basil has all the details coming up in weather later on tonight. And before we start tonight, I also understand we have a number of viewers from the Philippines watching tonight. So salamat sa panonood, magandang gabi. And now, let's dive right into the news. It's not exactly a shark's tale, but a local marine official is calling for stronger regulations and enforcement on marine tourism practices after a series of shark attacks took place in local waters. Our Maya Moss tells us more tonight.
Powerful, swift, silent. Sharks have ruled the oceans for millions of years. In Bahamian waters, they are both a symbol of natural beauty and a reminder that the sea is not without its dangers. On July 28, 2025, that danger became all too real for an American tourist. Mike Rake, boating near Manjack Key in the Abaco Islands, police say that the man was dangling his leg in the water when a shark struck, biting him and causing him serious injury. He was rushed to a local clinic for treatment and later released. Officials have not yet confirmed the type of shark that was involved. The attack is the latest in a troubling series of incidents in recent months. In February of this year, 2 American tourists were bitten in Bimini Key. And in December of 2024, a Massachusetts woman was killed while paddleboarding off New Providence. Director of Marine Resources Lester Giddens detailed the typical shark activity patterns, underscoring the urgent need for heightened awareness among beachgoers.
It's a major public concern. Persons need to understand that there are things that they can do to avoid shark attacks. And at the same time, they have to understand that sharks are there to stay. So we're going to, design our educational campaign about appreciating the full perspective, what you can do to remain safe, and also to understand the benefits of sharks. Sharks, as top predators, they're known to feed at the twilight time, that is at dusk or dawn. And so around those times, I wouldn't say you have to stay out of the water, but I would say to be even more vigilant.
Giddens also highlighted that the rising frequency of shark attacks poses as a significant threat to our tourism industry.
Definitely. Any negative interactions can be blown out of proportion with tourists. And so, yes, it would be a concern if we're not on top of it as a government to make sure the correct information gets out there.
Here, the ocean is breathtaking, a masterpiece of nature's hand. But beneath the surface, the rules are unchanged. Caution keeps this beauty from turning into tragedy. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Thanks, Amaya. Well, Abilities Unlimited bringing the community together this weekend, holding its first annual Summer Fun Fest on Dolphin Drive. The fest, a cookout aimed at raising funds for disabled individuals within the country, was originally meant to be a family fun day, but inclement weather created a change in plans. Director of Abilities Unlimited, Carmen Forbes, notes that while a lot of the initial fun had to take place indoors, the main purpose of the event was not forgotten.
This is a part of our Fun Fest. It was supposed to be larger, but because of the inclement weather, we had to break it down. But come August 23rd, that's when we would have our raffle again, and we'll have more vendors in them, open, and most of the monies that is generated from that, then they would actually, give us a donation to complete the work what is being done.
With building renovations required and funds needed for community projects, President of Pinewood Kiwanis Branch, Paula Woodside, notes that her division is willing to support all initiatives produced by Abilities Unlimited because of its worthy cause.
Throughout the year, we were partnering with them. We had, we call it yard sale in Bahamian terms, where we had selling clothing, baby items, etc., so that they can get funds for their other activities. So this is another activity that we really wanted to show out and help them and assist them as best as possible. So that's why we are supporting them strong, and anything that they need assistance with, once they give us a call, we are here, rain or shine.
Certainly a worthy cause indeed. Thanks, Marlena. From the click of the camera to the perfect pose, Frame and Flow brings together models, photographers, and videographers for an afternoon of creativity and collaboration.
Creativity taking center stage at Ice Gallery and Studio this weekend as groups of models, photographers, and videographers gathered for the first annual Frame and Flow Mixer, a collaborative photo shoot experience designed to spark connections and showcase Bahamian talent. Event founder Dorian Rose says that as a creative, he understands the struggle of trying to foster growth within the orange economy.
I think this is very, very, very important because, like I said, there aren't much events like this. Usually people have to get their work done online. They have to do cold approaches to photographers. Sometimes they have to deal with them not answering. So this is a good centralization of everyone here to be able to connect. For the orange economy, I think is very good because we need more creatives connecting together.
The event providing the opportunity for creatives to not only build their portfolio, but network with others in the business. This centralized hub of creativity is what ICE Studio supervisor Edian Wims says the organization is focused around.
ICE stands for Incubator for Collaborative Expression. So our belief is that community should come together. That's one of the main things. And, you know, Doreen having this vision of seeing multiple photographers, multiple models in one space, and, you know, connecting, networking, and stuff like that. That was the retouch home for us, you know. So that was one of the most important things.
For the creatives participating, the event is not just about striking poses or capturing moments, but about sharing their passion and telling their stories.
I'm here to kind of like scout and introduce my creative consultancy brand service that will be launching later this month.
I wanted to more be established and promote a lot of Bahamian, literally just Bahamian. I just want to promote more of the Bahamas, anything Bahamas.
It seemed like a great opportunity to just network, meet new people, meet photographers, just get contacts, and like I say, just have a good time.
With lenses meeting talent and creativity coming alive, it's safe to say that the first Frame and Flow event was a complete success. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Marisha Barrows.
Creativity on full display and ensuring the orange economy reigns very strong. Still to come, recently appointed to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, Marion Bethel joins us live in studio tonight. And we understand our unsettling weather is looming out there, and our weatherman Basil Dean is on the other side of the break to tell us more about it. So stay close.
The Ministry of Education Preschool Unit hosted a 2-week transition program at Delma Gibson Primary School. 13 preschoolers participated in this program.
The council is legally responsible for children 5 and under. Now let me clarify 5. If your child is 5 by September 30th, according to the Education Act, that child is a grade 1. We are still on the British system. If the child is not by September 30th, then that child is under the preschool and daycare center council.
I'm sure that the experts, they're the ones who have, of course, the wealth of knowledge in this thing. And it's for us as parents to be putting on the parents' cap to listen, to engage when necessary, and then to perform, to put up and show that we know what we're doing. Because it's the future of our lives and the future of this country sitting right over there.
I've been doing it for 12 years now, so it's nothing new. However, every year is going to be a challenge and it's always different, but it's nothing new.
When they first came into the program, some of them were shy, they cried, but the second day they got used, and by the end of the second week, in a word I will use, they would say they have come out of their shell.
The real MVP of the soil, the hero of the harvest. The Agrarian Awards 2025 is here, and we want you to nominate the farmer who's growing greatness in your community. 8 categories up for grabs and a chance to win up to $50,000 in cash prizes. Brought to you by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources and the Agricultural Development Organization, honoring the hands that feed the nation. Visit adobahamas.org to submit your nomination for the Agrarian Awards 2025.
Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
Don't be no fool, stay in school. They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carey's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast. The tropics continue to heat up, and we had Tropical Storm Erin form earlier this morning in the far eastern Atlantic at 5 o'clock this afternoon, while the center of Erin was some 2,155 miles to the east of the northern Leeward Islands, and it's moving at a very good clip towards the west at 21 miles per hour, but we expect that to slow down over the next several days, and some gradual intensification of this system will take place, and by Wednesday, we could see a hurricane on our map, and that will continue pushing towards the west, becoming a major hurricane as we head into the weekend. And if we are lucky, this thing could turn towards the north and remain to the east of the Bahamas. As we go to our computer models, the majority of them are in agreement, saying that we will have that turn towards the north before it reaches us, meaning Erin should stay to the east of us. But there's a handful of models that's bringing that right into the southeast and central Bahamas, so we cannot relax our laurels. We'll have to continue to monitor this one over the next several days and keep you posted. And looking at our live weather radar, all those rain showers we had for the past several days has now moved towards the west and into the Gulf of Mexico, but we'll continue to have 1 or 2 pockets of showers developing during the course of the night and tomorrow. And your boating forecast tonight in the northwestern islands, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide will take place at 10:14 tonight, and for the central and southeastern islands, we'll have a southeast flow at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 6 feet, so we're asking small craft in the central and southeastern islands to exercise some caution. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, the winds become light and variable with very flat sea conditions for the northwestern islands. High tide 10:41 in the morning, low tide at 4:54 in the afternoon for the central islands. Southeast winds 10 to 50 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And for the southeast Bahamas, we'll have that zonal flow. That is winds out of the east at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights remaining at 3 to 6 feet, so that caution flag continue to hold. And then on Wednesday in the northwestern islands, once again, light and variable winds with flat seas. High tide 11:30 in the morning, low tide 5:47 in the afternoon. Easterly winds for the central islands at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And for the southeast Bahamas, we have that persistent easterly flow at 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Say you're hanging out with the gals you want to run. Say your man at home, it ain't no fun. Say he pay all the bills and he minds the kids. Only work at home, he ain't got no thrills. But what goes around comes back around.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marlena.
Thanks, Basil. Well, on June 27th of this year, during the 55th regular session of the General Assembly of the Organization of American States, or OAS, the election to appoint new members to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights was held. And at that time, 3 available seats were filled, and one of them by Bahamian Marian Bethel. The IACGHR is one of the main organs of the Inter-American system responsible for promoting and protecting human rights throughout the Americas, to include the Bahamas. Tonight, we welcome Marian Bethel, the attorney with vast experience in international human rights. Welcome to Access Now.
And thank you so much for having me, Marlena. I really appreciate it.
I'm so excited for you to be here. Now,
thank you.
Marian, you've also served as a member and also vice chairperson for CEDAW. What was that experience like for you?
Absolutely extraordinary. I spent 8 years from 2017 right through to 2024, December 2024, in Geneva. 3 times a year, we would go there. That is where the human rights bodies sit for the United Nations. And it was there that during a 3 to 4 week session, 3 times a year, we would monitor the compliance of member states of the UN in regard to UN CEDAW. And so over a period of 8 years, I would have met, along with my team of 23 other experts, we would have met with perhaps 160 out of the 193 member states of the United Nations in regard to their state reports in terms of complying with the UN CEDAW Convention. So it was an extraordinary experience. I loved every minute of it. It was challenging very often, but at the end of it, I was totally gratified and had learned so much about international law, international human rights law, international humanitarian law. So it was 8 years of just absolute rigorous work.
But just full of purpose.
Full of purpose.
You never walk away from it wondering, why am I doing
Yes, why I was doing it, no. And I really enjoyed my colleagues who were part of the 23 experts on this UN CEDAW committee, and just all of the different activities that we had to do to really monitor the compliance. And we also sat as a quasi-judicial body, so we would entertain petitions from individuals from around the world in terms of human rights violations. Concerns. And we would then decide on admissibility of the petition, and we would then adjudicate it, and the state party would then actually implement whatever findings we had in regard to the violations.
So obviously now you're kind of shifting into a different position with the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. How do you feel like that shift is going to, within that group, you're working on being effective in that purpose? How do you guys make the most effort to be effective?
Right, so it's a very different kind of procedure and process. At the UN on CEDAW, there were 23 of us. At the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, there are 7 commissioners. So a totally different magnitude. At the UN, you're talking about 193 states.
Right.
In the Organization of the American States, you're talking about 34 state parties. So it's a different way of operating and a different scale of operation. So we meet again 3 times a year in Washington, D.C. this time, so my travel time will be much more
same time
limited.
zone.
Right, same time zone, exactly, and much more limited, thank goodness. And it's 2 weeks at a time rather than the 3 to 4 weeks in Geneva. And there's 7 of us, and so again, we do the same kind of human rights compliance work with the member states, Canada, the United States, Uruguay, Bahamas, Antigua and Barbuda. All the states in the OAS are monitored by us for human rights. We also entertain and accept petitions from individuals throughout the Americas.
Still an option.
It's still an option. And so we sit as a judicial body to do that. We also have to take certain cases to the American Court on Human Rights, which sits in Costa Rica. Amazing. In the Organization of American States. So it's quite robust. Each of the 7 commissioners, we have rapporteurships, thematic rapporteurships. So, for example, I might be a rapporteur for indigenous people throughout the Americas, or migrant people, or people of African descent. It depends on...
And it all applies.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
Now, I would love to have you back because, as I was saying in the teaser, I'm so excited that you're here.
Yes, and we're almost finished.
Yes.
We are finished.
Yes. But I would love to have you back just to talk about, where we are in the country with human rights.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much, and congratulations again. Can't wait to have you back on the show. But now it's time for us to take a peek at what's coming up in ZNS Total Sports.
Coming up in sports, the Bahamas dominates at this year's Davis Cup. More details coming up next.
that impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
It's hot outside, but inside the savings are super cool at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. JBI long grain rice, 5 pounds, $3.79. Jakar vegetable or canola oil, 40 ounces, $4.49. Rainbow green or dried pigeon peas, 15 ounces, $1.39. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $4.99. Whole chickens, $1.89 per pound. Super savings all summer long at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. On the tennis court, the Bahamas men's team dominated at this year's Davis Cup in Trinidad and Tobago, going undefeated against 5 nations. Positioned within Group 4, the Bahamas defeated Cuba, Antigua and Barbuda, Suriname, Panama, and the Cup's host country. Team Bahamas' success would lead to a zone promotion to Group 3 for next year's Cup. Players Dante Ambrister, Kofi Bow, Michael Major Jr., Denali Nottage, and Captain John Antonis arriving at the Lynden Pindling International Airport on Sunday, donning their new medals and being met with a warm welcome by family and supporters.
It's incredible, you know, from last year to this year. You know, we had a huge chip on our shoulder. We proved everybody wrong, and I'm glad that we did it. I went to war with these guys every day. Shout out to Coach John Antonis. So it was amazing, man.
I've been playing with them from I was 3-4 years old, you know, and then coming into the summer, we practiced every day for the summer. We prepared for it. You know, we expected to win, but it's different to expect and then go down and actually do it. So I'm just proud of these guys, man. I really am.
The players also discussed handling adversity in pool play.
Messed up my ankle real bad in the second set, but I was like, bro, I got to keep going, and I did it for my boys and pulled through, and we got the dub.
We had a chip on our shoulder from last year to this year. So, you know, everyone was on the same page, first of all. We knew we had a goal, a mission to set out, and, you know, we was locked in from day one to now. And, yeah, we just kept each other focused, motivated, and Coach was there to lead us through it. And yeah, we just went out there, stayed focused throughout the week, and got the job done.
And an emotional Captain Antonis touched on the resilience and determination of his squad.
The team spirit, the fight, the unity, the will to win, we proved it. Yeah. And it's one thing that we were seeded one in our group and won all our matches, and then won the one at the end to qualify, and they played brilliant. And Bahamas, I'm so proud of these guys to be a part of this team.
Over in Paraguay, the Junior Pan American Games are well underway, and the Bahamas has 15 athletes seeing action across 6 disciplines. For the first time in Pan Am history, the Bahamas is represented in judo and has already picked up a medal courtesy of the efforts of Xavier Johnson. The Bahamian judoka secured bronze in the men's under 66 kilogram category, defeating Mateo Condon of Peru in 3 minutes 6 seconds by Ippon, which is considered the highest score a fighter can achieve. Early in the competition, Johnson making his presence felt in his debut, defeating Mexico's Ian Aguirre by Ippon in just a few seconds. And that's been your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission, and the AFCFTA Secretariat brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Fuel the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
You're looking at an aerial view of the International Straw Market located in downtown Nassau. This structure was originally built in the 1940s. What made it famous was when after World War II ended, many North Americans traveled to the Bahamas and visited the market for authentic strawcraft souvenirs. This shot is brought to you by our Kyson Miller. But it's time for us to head down to Eleuthera to see what's hot there. Let's go.
Tonight from Nassau, we're focusing on Eleuthera, one of my favorite islands, and an island celebrated for its oh-so-sweet pineapples. But what the story is about, it's what's growing in the fields and what's growing in the community. The Men of Faith Fire Department is working to expand their fire stations so they can better protect homes, families, and yes, even the pineapple fields. However, the project still needs essential equipment and supplies. Now they're calling on the public for donations to help turn this vision into reality.
Property here. It's the future site for the Man of Faith Fire Department. They were established from 2015, and now we're looking for extra space because where we are right now, we have outgrown the space with our equipment. And so we are soliciting donations to help us build this station. And any donation will be acceptable. And so these fire trucks will fight fire throughout the whole island.
So inspiring to see community pull together. I hope everyone goes deep in the pocket to assist Men of Faith. It seems like a very worthy cause. But it's time for us to check in with our social media team. Our Matea Cunningham is standing by with Let's Talk Socials.
Hi everyone, my name is Matea and welcome back to Let's Talk Socials, the Access Now social media segment where I bring the scroll to your TV. We've all had the weekend to refresh, so let's refresh our feeds and see what's popping in the digital world today. Today we're featuring a mother and daughter duo. Social media user Ashanti K posted a video of her and her mom doing a strut to the song That Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica. And let's just say it's true. Black doesn't crack. Check this out.
I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me.
These ladies look absolutely amazing. They both don't even look over 25. Hard to believe that one of these ladies birthed the other, right? Anywho, let's talk analytics. As of today, the video has 600 likes and 11K views. The video is showcasing two undeniable things. One being that it's so satisfying to see a mom and daughter showcasing a healthy relationship. And two, audiences love family content. That's all for today. My name is Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Socials.
Yeah, I'm always hoping my mom's side is going to pull through with the anti-aging with my skin.
I know. And I think my great-grandmother on my dad's side told me that the secret to long life is garlic and clear conscience.
Oh, the clear conscience thing. Yeah, stop you from frowning.
Yep. That's going to do it for tonight for Access Now. Make sure to join us tomorrow night when we have a sit-down with our outreach servant, Dave Sands, who joins us to talk about the upcoming Jesus Walk.
Stay tuned for Corval Pyfrums at 11 p.m. with the last newscast of the land.
Good night, everyone.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Ed Social Mania. This is an exciting educational game show based upon the Ministry of Education Junior High School